Okay, so what if there was a safety net for immigrant communities that they actually owned and funded themselves? Today, we're going to break down the operational blueprint for a really interesting idea called Lumara that wants to do exactly that. Let's dive in. So, to really get what Lumara is all about, the plan gives us this perfect analogy. You got to think of it as a mashup, right? You get the on-demand help of AAA, the emergency support you'd expect from the Red Cross, and all the insider knowledge of a local community hub, all rolled into one. That's the whole idea in a nutshell.
So, officially, what is Lumara? Well, it's a subscription-based support network. The idea is, for a small monthly fee, members get 24/7 help in their own language, access to a little bit of emergency cash when they need it most, and a guide to help them navigate all these complex systems.
But what does that actually feel like for a member? What happens when you open the app in a moment of real need? Let's take a look inside that user experience.
From the very first moment you open the app, the goal is super clear. The language, the imagery, it immediately sets a tone. This isn't some cold corporate service. It's meant to feel like safety, reassurance, and community, right from that very first screen.
What's really cool here is the blend of services. See, this isn't just another app with a bunch of articles. It's fundamentally human-powered. You get 24/7 chat with real people, actual emergency financial help, practical guides, and a promise that your story is safe with them. And it's all in your native language.
And check out how simple they've made the most critical feature, getting emergency help. If you're in a crisis, you're short on rent, you need groceries, it's just 3 steps. Pick your need, request the amount, and just briefly explain what's going on. The whole process is designed to lower your stress, not add to it.
Okay, so that's what it's like for the user. It looks clean, supportive, and really simple. But how in the world do you actually build and run an operation like this? Let's dive into the engine room, the funding, the people, and the technology that make it all tick.
So the plan lays out this really clear 4-phase funding strategy. It starts small, with founder money and some grants. Then it moves to finding social impact investors who believe in the mission. A really key step is creating a nonprofit arm to accept donations. But the end game, the real goal, is phase 4, to become totally self-funded by member revenue once they get big enough.
And of course, an operation like this needs a dedicated team. You can see the core departments right here. You've got everything from the multilingual support agents on the front lines to the tech team building the platform and the finance and legal experts making sure everything is handled correctly and responsibly.
Now, on the tech side, the whole platform is designed to be modern, secure, and ready to scale. That means it's built to handle a ton of growth without crashing, and, really importantly, to keep all that member data safe. And here's a smart move. It integrates with tools people already use every day, like WhatsApp, to make talking to them completely seamless.
Okay, so you've got the service figured out and the engine designed. How do you get it off the ground and into the hands of millions of people who might need it? Let's look at the roadmap for growth and community outreach.
The plan lays out an ambitious but really clear path for the first year. The first couple of months are all about building the tech. Then, by months 3 and 4, they're launching the beta. The goal is to scale up to 10,000 members by the 6-month mark and then shoot for over 50,000 by the end of year 1.
So, how do you even reach these members? This is crucial. The plan isn't just about running some digital ads. It's a multi-layered strategy that starts online with platforms like TikTok and WhatsApp, but then quickly goes deep into community engagement, partnering with churches and mosques, showing up at local resource fairs. This is all about building trust, on the ground. And all of this work, the tech, the funding, the outreach, it all builds towards a much, much larger vision. So let's zoom out for a second and see the potential scale of this idea and the kind of impact it could really have. So, how big is the need, really? Well, the total market opportunity is just massive. The plan identifies more than 30 million underserved immigrants right here in the United States. And that group includes mixed-status families and really anyone who just needs a little bit of help navigating a new country. Now, Lumara's initial goal isn't to reach all 30 million at once. It's to reach just 10% of that market. That would mean building a support network of 3 million paying members. And if they can do that, well, the financial model becomes incredibly powerful.
Because at that scale, the power of this subscription model just becomes crystal clear. A small monthly fee from millions of members could generate over $215 million in annual revenue. This would create a truly self-funded shield, one that doesn't have to rely on inconsistent grants or charitable donations.
Which brings us to the fundamental question at the absolute heart of this entire plan. It's not just a business model, right? It's a whole thesis about community empowerment and resilience. Can a membership model, powered by the very community it serves, truly create a self-funded shield for millions? That's the vision Lumara is built on.